Friday, friends. We have a super fun craft for you today.
Today is Candy Cane Day, hence the candy cane in the background. So we are going to make a really super cute candy cane, ooh, little glare there. Let me move my camera. A candy cane vase with some poinsettias in it. So probably most of you don't have a whole bunch of candy canes laying around in your room and poinsettias. So this one will probably take a little bit of going to the store and grabbing a few things, but I was able to go to Dollar Tree here in town and pick up most of this stuff. So I picked up some candy canes. You probably would need 1 or 2 boxes of these, a little glass jar, but if you have a can at home of some sort, you could use that. And then I grabbed a sprig of red and white poinsettias, and I got a little bit of extra flair because I like a little sparkle in there. All right, so what we're going to be doing, oh, I also got some ribbon. You probably could get everything you needed for this for about $5 if you wanted to do this at home. What I'm going to do first, got my hot glue gun ready. I've got my candy canes ready. I have no idea how many candy canes this is going to take, but what we're gonna do first is glue the candy canes around the sides. We're gonna also have them facing out. So when I do this, I'm gonna put my glue on. I'm gonna do a couple of lines of it, and then I'm gonna try to quickly set my candy canes on there. This would be a great project if you have brothers or sisters at home with you. This would be a really good project to probably tag team. Looks like I waited too long, so on this one already. I'm gonna just glue one at a time, seems to be the way to go. So the first step, like I said, is that we're gonna be gluing these all the way around. I'm gonna keep working on that, and I'll come back in a minute to tell you the next step.
Christmas is waiting for you. Christmas is waiting for you. Candy cane lane, bring a friend this holiday. Bring a friend who loves to play. We'll eat all the candy canes. Oh, candy cane lane, bring a friend this holiday. Bring a friend who loves to play. We'll eat all the candy canes. Oh, candy canes. We'll eat candy canes.
Candy canes glued. I only burned myself one time. Be careful with those hot glue guns. It took me, so I have the 3.6 inch by 3.9 inch glass jar from Dollar Tree, and it took me 32 candy canes to get all the way around the sides. And mine are just, they're not the big ones, but they're not the super small ones either. They're kind of in the middle. So it took me 32 candy canes. All right, so now for the fun part. We are going to jazz this thing up. Now you could just leave it like this and make it a pencil holder. We are gonna make it a vase to put into Miss Vineyard's room and one for Mrs. Clagg's room. So the next thing I'm gonna do is get some ribbon, and I'm going to cut just enough to glue around the sides. Make a little, leave a little extra for a bow. My ribbon's pretty cute. It says, what does it say? The elves made me do it. I think that's perfect. All right, so then I'm just gonna tie a little bow. Once I'm done tying this bow, I'm also gonna put a little dot of glue behind it just to make sure that it stays on there. I left the candy canes in their wrappers. I figured that would probably be helpful in case, you know, candy canes break pretty easily. So at some point, this candy cane might break a little bit, and that way we can still use this as a decoration even if some of them break. All right, so I've got my little bow on there. I'm gonna put a little tiny dot of glue behind it. Hopefully I don't burn myself. And then I'm gonna hold that on there. All right, then the last part, and this is the most fun part for me, is I'm gonna put some of my flowers in there. Now, if you have any Play-Doh at home, I highly suggest putting just a little bit of Play-Doh down in the bottom so that your flowers have something to stick into. So I've got some white Play-Doh here. I'm just gonna kind of make, I don't know, maybe even just make a ball and flatten it a little bit. I'm gonna make a ball and I'm gonna flatten it a little bit to give my flowers something to stick into. I got a lot of flowers today because, like I said, I'm planning on making 2 of these. So I'm gonna use my scissors. Wire cutters, if you have them at home, will work better since these have wires in them. So wire cutters are gonna work better than scissors, but scissors are possible. You can also do it without scissors by bending it, and then you have to bend it back and forth a few times. So I have some red and white poinsettia flowers. I also thought these were super pretty, but they also give it a little bit of height and a little bit of sparkle. So I've got some of these nice glittery leaves. I got some silver ones. I got some red ones. All right, so what I'm gonna do, and the good thing about the Play-Doh is that you can still move it around if you don't like where you put it the first time. I'm gonna stick a few of these in, see if I need to change the height on some of them a little bit. Looks like I need to make some of them a little bit shorter. Never fear. Sometimes to make them shorter, if you don't want to cut them, you can just bend them to make them shorter. That way, if you change your mind again, you still have that there to keep them long. Oh yeah, that's a better height. So I'm gonna do a few of them short and a few of them long. This one's nice and full, so I'm gonna make this one a little bit shorter. When you're making an arrangement, and I don't know if my friend Sarah up at Main Street Florist would agree with me, but when you're making an arrangement, you want to have lots of different heights of things, not always just flowers, but leaves and berries and different types of things inside of there. So I've got lots of different heights going now. Got a little greenery that must have snuck in with one of them, so I'm going to stick that in there too. Might stick that right in the front. And then, as I mentioned, I got some of my tall sparkly, oh man, this one fell apart. I'm gonna hot glue that one to make sure it doesn't fall off again. In order to have lots of different heights going on, I'm gonna keep these long, and hopefully my plan is to kind of stick those in the middle to add a little flare in the middle. Oh yeah, that is perfect. So I always like to do odd numbers of things. So I'm gonna use 3 of these big sparkly things. And I'm gonna bend down my 2 red ones a little bit smaller and have my silver ones sticking up a little bit higher so that we have different height with that too. Here we go. It's almost done. I'm so excited. I am certain that whichever one of the teachers gets this one's gonna be super excited too. All right, so there we are. Oh, uh-oh. It's off center to my bow. I should have centered it to my bow a little better. So here we go. Here is our super cute, super festive candy cane Christmas decoration. And again, I made this for about $5, maybe $6, because I did add some extra candy canes. So for about $6 up at Dollar Tree, I got all of these things, and I got enough that I'm gonna be able to make 2 of these cute candy cane decorations.
I hope you enjoyed the lesson today, guys. Have a great weekend. We miss you so much. Hope to see you soon.